Dear students, myself Ramya. Today I am going to teach the chemistry. In first sem BSc, we are going to have the chemistry topic that is classified as 4, that is organic, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry and general chemistry. Today my topic is general chemistry. In general chemistry, we are going to study that first topic is purification of compounds. What do you mean by purification of compound? Here we are going to discuss how to purify the organic compounds and how we can use it. Here first we have to know that where organic compounds can be purified by depending on the what kind of organic compound, where organic compound can be getted naturally as well as synthetic method, where this two what we are going to get it naturally or else synthetic method, it is not at all in a pure state. Therefore we have to purify it by using the suitable method. Those methods are depending on the what kind of organic compound is that and what kind of impurities are present. We are going to have the different types of methods of purification and separation. Those methods are classified as, that is first one crystallization, or we call it as simple crystallization. Then second one fractional crystallization, third one sublimation, fourth one simple distillation, fifth one fractional distillation, sixth one distillation under reduced pressure, whereas seventh one is steam distillation. First we have to know that how to do the crystallization, where crystallization is the one, what do you mean by crystallization? Here one organic compound will be there, we have to purify it. How we are going to purify it? We are going to get it impure organic compound. But this organic compound can be a solid form. This solid form we have to purify it. How we are going to purify it means, that is by the first method is crystallization. In crystallization, what kind of organic compound we are going to use it here means, here mainly we are going to purify the organic compound depending on the what kind of organic compound and what kind of impurities are present. That is, here first method is crystallization, where we are going to take the solid forms only. Here the organic compound should be what? It should be a solid form. And how the organic compound should be means, it should soluble in a solvent in a hot state only but not in the cold state. Why it should soluble organic compound in a hot state means, after we are going to dry it, we have to get back that organic compound. Therefore we have to purify it by means we have to purify this one by dissolving in a hot solvent only. The organic compound should not dissolve in a cold solvent. It should dissolve in what? Hot solvent. Means here we are going to have the steps how we are going to crystallization process is going to takes place. That is the first process, first step is that, what is that means, first one selection of solvent, second one dissolution of the solute in the required solvent, and third one is the filtration of the hot solution, and fourth one is the filtration and drying process will takes place. First the given compound is what? Organic compound. We are going to take it and we have to know that what kind of organic compound it is. That is, it should be what? Solid, and the solvent it is going to dissolve in what? Hot solvent only, but it is should be soluble in hot but not in a cold solvent. And why? Because we are going to get back easily the crystals. So first method is how the solvent should be. That is, first step is what? Selection of solvent. Selection of solvent can be done depending on the organic compound. Depending on the organic compound, we are going to use it suitable solvent. That how the solvent should be means, the boiling point of the solvent should be always lower than that the melting point of the compound. Why? Because as you cool the solution, that is organic compound plus given suitable solvent, we are going to make it a solution. This solution, when you cooled it, you have to get back the crystals, pure crystals, where organic compounds should dissolve in particular solvents only. Where therefore the boiling point of the solvent should be what here? it should be lower than that of the melting point of the compound. What kind of solvents we are going to use it? That is water, benzene, acetone, ethyl alcohol, then carbon tetrachloride, etc. Like this kind of, we are going to select the suitable solvent. It is going to dissolve fairly soluble in a hot state only, but insoluble in cold state. Like this kind of solvent, we are going to take it out. Then second step, what we have to do it, dissolution of the solute in the required solvent. We had selected the solvent, suitable solvent. We have to dissolve this solute in a solvent. That is, solute means what here? That is organic compound. Organic compound we are going to take it and dissolve in a solvent, but it can be a water or it can be a benzene or acetone, anything. Well, if you will take the required amount of organic compound and we are going to dissolve in it. We are going to dissolving in it. How we are going to dissolve means we have to take it very minute amount of the solvent, or else how much it is going to require to dissolve the given organic compound. Organic compound we are going to have it, we are going to add it what? Solvent. The solvent should be what? Very minimum value, very minimum amount we have to add it, and we have to start to boil it. Till what? Why we have to boil it this one? It should be soluble in what? Only in the hot state. Therefore, we have to boil it and we are going to get the solution. This solution we have to filtrate, where depending on the solvent we are going to use the suitable heating method. We can use it wire gas and directly heating of the compound, or else we are going to use it by the oil bath or else sand bath, depending on the what kind of, or else even the water bath, depending on the what kind of solvent and the solute is there, we are going to use it. First we are going to take the organic compound and we are going to select the solvent and we are going to heat on a particular water bath. How we are going to take it means in a conical flask only we are going to take the organic compound and we are going to add it the solvent and we are going to fix that one on a water bath. Then after heating it, after we are going to get the hot solution, we have to filter it. If you leave it for the room temperature, where we are going to crystallize out the organic compound, we are going to get the pure crystals. Though if you leave it for the longer period of a time, to attain the room temperature, we are going to get the crystals. This crystals we call it as a pure crystal of the given organic compound. For example, if these crystals are not obtained in a normal, if you leave it for the undisturbedly, if you leave it for the longer period of a time, 2 to 3 hours, if you not get it means what we have to do it means we have to cool it on the ice bath. Ice bath, we have to cool it on the ice bath, or else even if you not get it after cooling on the ice bath also, then what we have to do it means we have to scratches the sides of the conical flask, then we are going to get the pure crystals. Or else if you not get the pure crystal after scratching of the sides of the conical flask means what we have to do it means we have to add the little bit amount of the again organic compound only. If you added organic compound means after leaving the same process, if you leave it for the undisturbedly for the longer period of your time, you are going to get the pure organic compound. Or else if you not get it by this method also, then what we have to use it means normal generally we are going to use it the filtration method by reduced pressure, that is by using the Buchner funnel. By using the Buchner funnel, we are going to add the what is the solvent we have taken here, we are going to add it continuously, and washing methods we are going to filter it that one. After filtration we are going to place that filter paper in a oven or a vacuum desiccator, then we are going to get the pure crystals of the given organic compound. For example, if I take the mixture of sugar and salt, if you are having a sugar and salt mixture is there, we have to separate out this sugar and salt mixture. How we can do it? That is can be done by using the crystallization process. First what we have to choose is we have to select the suitable solvent. That solvent should be how it should be, where solvent should be what? It should be soluble the solute in a hot state but not in a cold state. Where if you take the water means you can easily soluble the sugar solution in a cold state, therefore we are not going to use the water. Then what we are going to use it means hot ethanol we are going to use it. We are going to use it what here? Hot ethanol. We are going to use the hot ethanol solution. When you're using the hot ethanol solution and we are going to add the sugar and salt mixture on that, where sugar is completely soluble in the ethanol and leaving behind what? Salt. Salt is left over in a conical flask as it is. We are going to get the mixture of what? Sugar plus hot ethanol solution. This hot ethanol solution we are going to use it normally on the water bath, this one. Then third step is what? Filtration. If you leave it for the longer period of your time, what will happen? All the ethanol is going to vaporize and we are going to get the pure crystals of the sugar. Then if you not get it, if for other methods, if you not get the by normal simple vaporization method means, at that case we have to use the Buchner funnel or else by cooling in a ice bath or else cooling on by adding by scratching the sides of the conical flask or else by adding the organic compound or by adding the suitable solvent. Like this kind we are going to purify the compound by first method, that is crystallization. Then second method is fractional crystallization. What is this fractional crystallization? Crystallization means we know that whereas organic compound is going to soluble in a suitable solvent, that is in a fairly hot solution. Okay, in a hot solution only it should soluble. Whereas here we are going to have that two or more organic compounds will be there. One or more organic compounds will be there. We have to purify it. How we are going to purify it? If you are having two organic compounds, let me consider A and B organic compound is there. We have to separate out. A we have to separate out and B we have to separate out. How we can separate out? That is done by the fractional crystallization. What do you mean by fractional crystallization? That is the process of separation of a different components of the mixture by repeating the crystallization is called fractional crystallization. It is also the same method as we done for the crystallization process. Where we know that what do you mean by crystallization means we have to take the suitable solvent and dissolve the solute given organic compound in a solvent and we have to filter it by using the suitable filtration method and drying the process. Like that here, whereas two different organic compounds is that, therefore we have to use the two different solvents. Where let me consider A and B or the organic compounds mixture is that, and that mixture we are going to take it and we are going to dissolve in a solvent. But how the solvent selection should be here means at lower temperature one should soluble in a lower temperature, another should soluble in a higher temperature. We are going to have the organic compound and we are going to add the solvent for this one. If you added solvent, we are going to get the mixture of compound, that solution. This solution we are going to heat it, whereas first compounds what will happen here, which is a lower solubility power one, it will go into soluble first, then with the higher soluble one means which can easily soluble first we have going to take it out. First we are going to have the A and B compounds and we are going to add the solvent. Then if you going to get the solution, what solution? First solution will get it. Still crystals will be left behind there only. We don't know which is soluble first. It can be a A or it can be a B compound also. If you let me consider some A compound is soluble first, therefore we are going to elute out first this one. Okay, we are going to take it out first this one, then we are going to take it out after some time. If you continuously heating the same compound means what will happen, whereas B compound it starts to dilute and we are going to get the second solution. Like this we are going to do it. This crystallization step we have to do it continuously. Why? Because in between these two we are going to get the mixture of again A and B. We have to purify means again we have to take the given organic compound and we have to add the solvent for that and we have to heat it. first which is going to soluble which one? That is A compound. Let me consider any A compound, and then next second one what will happen? Again we are going to left over with what? B compound, means which is having lower solubility one, it is going to elute first, whereas higher solubility means which will takes the longer time to soluble, it will evolve second, means we are going to take it in a second. For example, separation of the potassium perchlorate and the potassium chloride, where potassium perchlorate is the less soluble one and potassium chloride is the more soluble one. Which is going to first elute here? That is, first we are going to take it out with the potassium chloride, perchloride. Potassium perchloride which we are going to take it first, then we are going to take it out the potassium chloride. This is about what? Fractional crystallization. Then third one is the sublimation. We know that the given compound is what here in a crystallization as well as in a fractional crystallization is what? We are going to take the solid compound, 2 or more mixtures will be there, and we are going to elute out by the particular steps. Crystallization and fractional crystallization is almost same. Then third one is the sublimation. What do you mean by sublimation? Whereas one organic compound will be there, it is in a solid state, it is directly converting into the vapor state, that one we call it as, it is a sublimation process. Means generally we can observe that we are going to have the 3 states of the compound, that is solid, liquid, gas, where the process means what we can observe that ice will be there. When you heat the ice, what will happen? We are going to get the water. If you heat the water, we are going to get the vapors, right? First we are going to have the ice is getting converted into what? Water, water is getting converted into what? Vapors. But here what will happen? Whereas ice is directly converting to the vapor state, means just I gave the example here, for ice will not get directly evolved with the vapor state, but this is possible in the case of what? Camphor or else naphthalene balls we use it, then anthracene, this kind of compounds which can easily convert from solid state to what? Gaseous state. This process we call it as sublimation. What do you mean by sublimation? Here we are going to have that organic compound, again it should be what? Solids only. Certain organic solids on heating directly changes from solid to vapor state without passing through a liquid state. Such substances are called sublimable. This process is called sublimation, means which is directly converting from where to where? From solid state to vapor state without intermediating to where? Liquid state. This process we call it as sublimation. For example, camphor can be directly, if you burn the camphor means it is going to convert into what? Solid it will be there, and it will directly convert to the vapor state. Like that, even you can observe that naphthalene ball what you will use in a homes, it is also, it will be in the solid state, directly it will convert to where? Vapor state. Then anthracene, then benzoic acid, like this compounds we are going to observe the process what? Sublimation. This one we have to purify. How we can purify we are going to get the pure camphors, right, or pure naphthalene balls, like that. How we are going to purify this one means, that is by this process, that is sublimation process. First what we have to take it, we are in a china dish, we have to take the mixture of camphor, okay, and even impurities will be there. For example, if you buy the low quality of the camphor, what will happen? Where all the vapors, camphor solid to vapors, it will get converted and left behind with the impurities. Here first what we'll do it, we'll take the given mixture. It is having organic like camphor or any naphthalene it can be, with that impurities will be there, okay, where we are going to take this mixture, and for that we are close it, china dish is going to close it with the perforated sheet. It is having small holes will be there, small holes will be there, and for that we are going to place the funnel invertedly. Normally you are going to observe this is the funnel and we are going to place it in a reverse direction. Therefore we call it as it is an inverted funnel. And here what will happen as we are going to heat the given mixture, whereas what is the process here? It is directly converting from where to where? Solid. Solid will be there and it will get converted into what? Vapors directly. This vapors is going to place on the inverted funnel, where inverted funnel is closed with the cloth, cold cloth or else a cold paper, wet paper. But at that case what will happen here, the vapors will come and it is going to condense, means as you pass the cold atmosphere on the funnel, means what will happen, all the vapors is going to convert into what? Crystals here. This crystals is going to place it here. See here, observe where blue lines are there. Here we are going to observe the given what is the vapors of the, for example, camphor, means pure camphor is going to place on the sides of the funnel. After that cooling, we are going to take it out this inverter funnel and we are going to take the pure camphor compound. This process we call it as sublimation process. Next one is the distillation. Then next process is distillation. What do you mean by distillation? Here we are observed that purification can be done by how many methods? Already for the solids, that is 3 methods. First one is what? Depending on the solids, what kind of organic compounds and what kind of impurities we are going to select the method. That is, first one is what? Crystallization. Next one is fractional crystallization. Third one is sublimation. Whereas next method is distillation. First, before going to distillation method, we are going to have the 4 distillation method. So in that, first we have to know that what do you mean by distillation. Whereas distillation is the process is employed for the purification of the liquids from non-volatile impurities. Here what kind of organic compound we are going to take it? That is the liquid state. Till now we have studied that for the solids, organic compound which is in a solid state. Now if it is a liquid, we are going to use the process is what? Distillation. But whereas it should be contains what? Non-volatile impurities. We are going to select that usually depending on what organic compound and what kind of impurities, right? Here organic compound should be what in a distillation process? It should be a liquid and impurities should not get volatile. As you heat the organic compound, it should not get volatile. Volatile should be the what? Organic compound, but impurities should not get volatile in nature. It should be what? Non-volatile in nature. Means organic compound should be what here? That is liquid and it should be a volatile in nature. Then we are going to use it which method? Distillation method. Organic compound should be what? Liquid and volatile in nature, and impurities should be what? Non-volatile in nature. And here 2 processes will takes place. What is those process? Means one is the vaporization, another is the condensation. For example, we'll take the organic compound. Here need not to add the any other compounds. Given compound will be there and suitable solvent we are going to use it and we are going to heat it. If you heat it means where if you heated the compound, given compound, if you heat it means what will happen? It will starts to vaporize. Vaporization is nothing but it will starts to volatile. Okay, then those volatile one we are going to condense it. That one we call it as condensation. Means what the process is going to take place here? That is, one is the vaporization, another is the condensation. So in that first distillation process is what? Simple distillation. We call it as distillation process or simple distillation process. Here what kind of organic compound? Here what kind of organic compounds we are going to use it? That is where the volatile of the organic compound should be there and impurity should not be, or it should not get volatile. Volatile liquid should be there from non-volatile impurities. Impurity should not get volatile, means impurity should not get vaporized. If it is get vaporized means again we are going to get the impure organic compound only. Therefore, how the compound should be here, if you are going to select the simple distillation method means the compound should be what? Volatile in nature, and it should contain what? Non-volatile impurities. And if you are having two mixtures are there, okay, if you are having two liquid mixtures are there, as we done for the fractional crystallization, two solid mixtures are there. Here also we are going to have the two liquid mixtures. Okay, in given organic compound it will be what? Two liquid mixtures will be there, even impurities will be there. Together we call it as it is what? One given sample. Okay, one sample will be there. This sample is containing what? Two or more liquids it can be, or else it can be a two liquids, or it can be a one liquid. It can be one liquid also, we are going to use it this method only. If it is two liquids also, we are going to use it this method only, or else more than two liquids we are going to use it simple distillation, depending on what kind of impurities present. Where liquid should be what here? It should be volatile in nature, and impurity should be non-volatile in nature. If you are having two liquids, their temperatures should be what? Very different in nature. Means boiling point should be what here? It should be a different. The liquids having sufficient difference in their boiling point. First point is what? Volatile liquids from non-volatile impurities, and second one is the liquids having sufficient difference in their boiling point. For example, we can take the chloroform and the aniline. Where chloroform is having a boiling point 334 Kelvin, whereas aniline is having what? 457 Kelvin. The difference we can find it here. The large difference is there. And like that, ether and toluene mixture if you are having means, first we are going to take it out what? Ether, that is 308 Kelvin, then with that of the toluene is what? 384 Kelvin. So here how the process will take place, we observe using the diagram. So first what we'll do it, we have to fix the apparatus. How we are going to fix it? First we have to take the round bottom flask, okay, and it is fitted with what? Thermometer. We have to fix the thermometer for that. Then it is round bottom flask is connected with the condenser. Okay, what is the function of condenser I'll tell you. Then it is used with the jointer, and it is going to connect with the receiver, another conical flask. By using the stands we are going to fix it, whereas this conical flask we are going to place it on the wire gauge, and we are going to supply the heat for that. So here first what we'll do it, we are going to take the given undistilled liquid which we have to distill should takes place for the given sample. The sample we are going to take in a round bottom flask, and we are going to heat it out. If you heat it, what will happen? It will starts to vaporize, right? All the vapors will goes here. As we are going to take the organic compound here, what will happen here? If you heated the organic compound, just we are going to take the organic compound. In other methods what we done, we had because of solid mixture we added the suitable solvent for that. Here need not to add the any solvent, just we are going to take the organic compound. It will be in the what? Liquid state. This liquid what will happen, if you heat it means it will starts to vaporize, whereas we are going to check the temperature. Okay, depending on the temperature we are going to find out what kind of organic compound it is. If it starts to vaporize at a temperature of 334 Kelvin, if it starts to vaporize at 334 Kelvin means we are going to consider it is what? It is a chloroform only. Okay, then as it goes here, we are going to by thermometer we are going to check it out what is its temperature. Then all these vapors will goes to the condenser. Here as we are going to observe, all the vapors will goes to the condenser here in the condenser. Then what is the function of this condenser? Where we are going to have that one long tube, and it is going to have the outer jacket. This outer jacket continuously flows the water, whereas first we are going to inlet the water, and this water will fill the bulb, okay, and it is going to come out from the another end. Lower end we are going to in the water, from here water will goes, and after filling here, and it will starts to continuously starts to flow out to the stream, okay, where all these vapors will goes here. Whereas if you are in a vapor state, as you cooling the surrounding of the condenser, that is the meaning itself. Condenser is the, what do you mean by the word itself saying that it is condensing the form liquids, means vapors is going to condense to the liquid state. All this vapors is going to convert into what? Liquids. Whereas this liquids come and we are going to collect in a one particular conical flask, okay. This one we call it as receiver, where continuous process will take place. First we are going to take the organic compound, heat it, okay. By temperature we are came to know that what is the organic compound. If it is a 334 means temperature is that 334 Kelvin means it is a chloroform. All these vapors will goes to the condenser. Condenser is the function is what? It is getting cooling the vapors, is therefore vapors is getting converted into what? Liquid. This liquid is we are going to collect it out, okay. If you collect out this one, and another one which is going to have that higher temperature, for example here I am going to have the chloroform plus aniline mixture, okay. If I am having chloroform and aniline, whereas which one will starts to boil first? That is chloroform only, okay, which is having a lower temperature, it will starts to boil first. Therefore we are going to collect it out, which one first? Chloroform. Why? Because its temperature is what? 334 Kelvin. Then aniline will starts to boil at a 457 Kelvin. In between also we are going to get the slight vapors. Those vapors we call it as it is a impure vapors, okay. Impure forms we call it as, and we are going to discard it, or else repeated process. If you do it, repeated distillation means we are going to get the pure compound, that is pure form of a chloroform, pure form of a aniline. This is the process is going to take place in a distillation. Next we'll go with the fractional distillation. Next one is the fractional distillation. Whereas this method is used for the, we are going to have the 2 or more organic compound, okay, 2 or more organic mixture is there in a liquid state, where this one it is going to have the very nearer boiling points. Last one, simple distillation, is used for the organic compound which are having more difference in their boiling point. This method is used for what? Which is having almost nearer boiling points of the mixture. Means this method is used to purify of what? 2 miscible liquids which are having less difference in their boiling point. We are going to have the completely miscible 2 compounds will be there, and their boiling point is what? Very difference of those organic compound boiling point should be what? Very less in nature. For example, if you see that if you are having a mixture of acetone and methyl alcohol, if you are having a mixture of what? Acetone and methyl alcohol, whereas acetone boiling point is 330 Kelvin and ethyl alcohol is having 338. We can observe that it is having very less difference in the boiling point. In last method we have observed that chloroform and aniline which is having larger difference in the boiling point. Therefore we had used that for those compounds, that is simple distillation, which is having nearer boiling points, or we call it as less difference in their boiling point. For those compounds we are going to use it which method? Fractional distillation. So how the process will take place, we'll observe it by using the diagram. Here we are going to have the same as we observed for the simple distillation, same thing, just one extra tube is added here, that is fractionating column. This one we call it as fractionating column. Whereas here also we are going to have the round bottom flask. We are going to place it on the gauge, and which is having oil bath here, Okay, on that oil bath we are going to place the one round bottom flask, and it is attached with the fractionating column and with the connector, then with the thermometer, and this connector is going to connect for the condenser, then for the jointer, then for the another conical flask for the receiver. We are going to collect the distilled liquid here only. So now we are going to have the, let us consider that mixture is acetone and methyl alcohol is taken in a round bottom flask. Okay. Here what we'll do it, we are going to take the mixture, and why we are going to use the oil bath means because it requires the more temperature here, therefore we are going to use the oil bath. As you are going to have the two liquids are there, therefore we call it as mixture will be there. Okay, this mixture, what will happen if you starts to boil it? Okay, if it starts to boil it, as it goes reach the column, fractionating column means, observe here, it is having small bits, like as you can observe here, it is completely packed with the small bits. If small bits are there means, as we observed in Allah's case, whereas if you heat it means what will happen, that the vapors are going up to the column and it is condensed in the condenser, and we are going to get it in the receiver. But here where the given organic compound, if it starts to boil, it can't able to go here directly. It have to go move from the edges, means which is having empty space, white spaces are there here. In that white space only it have to go, and then only it will start to vaporize here for the condenser. But what will happen here, that is a mixture, what we are going to take it here, it should be what? Volatile in nature. Okay, two mixtures should be what? It should be volatile in nature, means two mixtures should get vaporized. Let it be it's having a temperature is difference, but if you are having a slight difference, means very small difference in the temperature of the compound, as we observed for the acetone and the methyl alcohol. Okay, but if you are going to heat the given mixture, that is two compounds, 1 and 2, I will write it A and B. Okay, A and B, or else let me take with the acetone and ethyl alcohol, A and I will mention it here, A and E. Okay, whereas acetone is going to have what is the temperature? Boiling point is what? 330 Kelvin for the acetone. Then for the ethyl alcohol, that is 338 Kelvin. Ethyl alcohol is 3. As if it is heated, which one will get vaporized first? That is acetone, right? Acetone starts to vaporize, okay, as it will goes and reach here, but it can't able to vaporize, right? Why? Because it will take a time, okay. As it goes and reaching here, whereas ethyl alcohol will starts to vaporize, means first you are going to have that lower boiling point liquid vaporize first, leaving behind the higher boiling point liquid in the flask. Means first which one is going to vaporize? That is acetone will starts to vaporize, leaving behind what? Ethyl alcohol in the flask itself. Therefore what will happen? But when you are going to observe that as we starts, even ethyl alcohol will starts to vaporize, both the mixtures will be there, but what will happen? Ethyl alcohol comes back here only condensed of coming from vaporized will get condensed in a fractionating column only, leaving behind in the conical flask only acetone will goes here. Therefore which is having lower boiling point, it will evolve first, means you are going to take it out first. Which one is going to take it out first? Which is having distilled liquid, which is having lower boiling point. Okay, lower boiling point is going to take it out first as compound and leaving behind with the higher one. The process is repeated to get the pure organic compound. So here if you observe means acetone and ethyl alcohol, which one we are going to get it out first? That is with the acetone leaving behind the ethyl alcohol. Next one is the third method. So let us go with the third method, distillation method. Next method is distillation under reduced pressure, or we call it as vacuum distillation. Here in this method we are going to take the organic compound which is having very high boiling point, but it will starts to boil at a lower temperature only. Means what kind of compounds we are going to take it here? In this method is used for the purification of high boiling liquids and the liquids which decomposes at or below that boiling point. For example, glycerin, which decomposes at its boiling point is 563 Kelvin. Under atmospheric pressure can be distilled without decomposition at 453 Kelvin only. Means it is having a boiling point is 563 Kelvin, which can be easily boils at a temperature 453 Kelvin without decomposition. So how the process will take place, we'll see it here. We'll having the same as we done for the distillation and fractional distillation method. Here also we are going to have one round bottom flask. It is fitted with the capillary tube, okay, to regulate the air, and it is sidely connected with the thermometer, because here it is connected with the capillary tube, and it is followed with the condenser is followed with the round bottom flask. This one we call it as receiver, and receiver is connected with the vacuum pump, and that is one connected with the manometer. Here extra one thing we are going to add it is manometer. Why? Because to reduce the when we are going to observe that boiling point, liquid starts to boil, means the temperature of the liquid is equivalent to that of the atmospheric pressure. To create the atmosphere, means if you are created the pressure here, means you can easily, if you reduce by using the pressure, you can reduce the boiling point of the liquid without decomposition. Therefore, we are going to use the manometer here. Vacuum distillation process is going to done. So first what we'll do it, we are going to take the liquid which is to be distilled, okay, liquid to be distilled, we are going to take it here, and it will starts to boil, okay, and it will starts to vaporize here. As if you starts to vaporize more, means it will starts to vaporize from here in a capillary tube, okay. All the vapors are going to come from the condenser, and in condenser what will happen, what is the function of condenser? Vapors are going to convert into what? Liquids. All the liquids is going to place here, and by using the what is a pump here, we are having vacuum pump, it will starts to boil the given liquid at a lower temperature only. For example, glycerin will starts to boil at 453 Kelvin instead of at 563 Kelvin. This method we are going to use it for the purification of glycerin and in a soap industries and petroleum industries. Okay. Next method is steam distillation. Last one, that is a steam distillation method. Last one is the steam distillation. In this method, we are going to take the organic compound, how it should be, means it should be a steam volatile in nature. Okay, we can till now what we discussed, first three methods, that is crystallization, fractional crystallization, sublimation for the solids, then simple distillation and fractional distillation, then distillation under reduced pressure, vacuum distillation. These are for the liquids, 4, 5, 6. Then seventh one is the steam distillation. This one can be used for both solids and liquids. But what kind of the organic compound and what kind of impurities should be there, we can observe here. Where here the organic compounds, or it should be insoluble in water. The given, why? Because we are going to heat it in a steam. Therefore, we call it as it should be volatile in steam. Okay, it should be what? Insoluble in water, and it should be a steam volatile in a steam state, and possess a high vapor pressure. Okay, and it should contains a non-volatile impurities. The organic compound should be what? It should be volatile in a steam, and it should be insoluble in a water. Okay, then how the impurities and it should obeys the it possesses the high vapor pressure, and fourth one is it should contains what? Non-volatile impurities. What kind of organic compounds can be purified by this method means that is aniline. For example, we came to know by distillation method, fractional distillation method or simple distillation method, we are going to separate out the organic compounds where its boiling point is 457. We got this aniline, but we should purify it, right? Therefore, we are going to use it this one. How we are going to use it? By apparatus method. Will observe that how the process will takes place. Okay. So here, what is the principle says? This principle means that is in a steam distillation, a mixture of water and the organic compound will be there. Okay. This one starts to sir, ಅದು ಆ ಕಡೆ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? Principle, what is this principle says means in steam distillation a mixture of water and organic liquid on heating boils when the combined water vapor pressure. What is this principle says means in a steam distillation a mixture of water and organic liquid on heating when the combined vapor pressure of a water and the organic compound should be equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, when it is equivalent, it will starts to boil at a lower temperature and the liquid is distilled over. Okay, so the mixture will starts to boil at a lower temperature only than that of the higher temperature. Usually we are going to have that aniline as we discussed in the last method, whereas aniline is going to boils at a temperature is what? 457 Kelvin. Okay, but here it will starts to boil at a 371.5 Kelvin only. We are going to have the aniline. Aniline is going to having normal boiling point is what? 457 Kelvin. Aniline is having 457 Kelvin is the boiling point. But in this method, in a steam distillation method, it will starts to boil. It will starts to boil at a temperature of what? 371.5 Kelvin only. Okay. So first, what we'll do it? Here we are going to have the two round bottom flask. In first one round bottom flask, we are going to take it water and it is connected with the tube as we observed in the last method also, capillary tube. That one we call it a safety tube. Okay. Then it is connected with the condenser water vapors. Vapors is going to, if you heat the water, all these vapors will comes and fills where? Here in a given organic compound. This round bottom flask is connected with the condenser. Condenser is connected with the receiver. So first, how the process will take place means what? First, we are going to heat the water. Water will starts to boil. Okay, and all the vapors will goes here. What kind of compound we are going to take it here? That is a steam volatile. As all the steams comes here means the organic compound it will starts to vaporize. Okay, in a steam state, whereas steam will be there, in a steam state what will happen? The given organic compound starts to vaporize and it will goes to the condenser in vapors. In a condenser, what will happen? It will condense vapors to the liquid state. Okay, all the liquids comes over here and we are going to have that even the water vapors as well as the organic liquids. Here even the water will be there as well as distilled liquid will be there. Means this one where in the receiver we are going to observe that pure organic compound as well as the water. This can be separated out using the separating funnel. By using the separating funnel we can separate out the liquid and the organic compound. By this method we are going to purify the organic compound by reducing its temperature. What kind of organic compound? Steam volatile organic compounds can be purified by this method. This is about the purification of the compounds. There are 7 methods. First one is the crystallization method. Second one is the fractional crystallization. Third one is the sublimation. Fourth one is the simple distillation or distillation. Then fifth one is the fractional distillation, then sixth one is the vacuum distillation, and seventh one is the steam distillation.